Alright, welcome back to the channel. Max Tornow here. We're still in Cyprus, and in this video I want to give a little bit of a story time. How I started my very first business, the exact first steps I took to get to my very first four-figure month way back in the days, many years ago. This is something that maybe helps you if you're seeking to build your very first freedom business. You're not 100% sure if you're good enough. You don't know what exact steps to take. You don't know how to start from zero. You're sitting here right now, you're watching this on your phone or on your laptop, and you're like, okay, tell me what is the exact first thing I need to do? And I'm gonna tell you that from my perspective. Why? Because that's exactly the same that we've been teaching to our beginner clients for years now, and it works. So it's not just like that I got lucky with that. This is something that I've kind of accidentally did, and then I've perfected it over the years. I've perfected teaching it, and now we've been helping our beginner clients do just that. And I want to kind of tell you these very first steps. So let's get started. So back in the days, must have been 2011, 2012. I had acquired a little bit of a skill myself. At the beginning, I was a very shy person, was never really able to socialize without being drunk. I was never really someone who was able to talk to someone they found attractive, and I was very lonely myself, and that bothered me. That bothered me quite a lot. And so what I did is I started fixing that for myself. I started becoming more social. I started, realizing what are the pitfalls that go along with it, and I started helping my friends. Sometimes I'd give a little bit of tip for my cousins or helping my friends a little bit, and that was really just the stage that I was at. And maybe you have a skill yourself where you say, okay, I'm okay at it. Maybe you don't have a certificate at it, maybe you don't have 20 years of experience in it, but you're good enough at it that you kind of help others with it a little bit already for free. That was the level that I was at. And so I was helping people for free, and what I did back then is I said, like, okay, look, I don't have a brand at this, I don't have a YouTube channel with this, I had nothing. I was just a regular person who figured something out themselves, who wanted to share that. So what I did is I started going on a forum. There used to be this forum where there was other men talking about their dating life and how they could improve it and so on and so forth, and I started posting in that forum. I started giving value myself, and I also started answering to others that had questions in there. And what happened was I started becoming the guy, and we always say this, I started becoming the guy that had some answers, the guy that was always helping, the guy that had a little bit of an experience in that whole field. And slowly but steadily I built a little bit of a reputation now. Did I build a huge, gigantic following with hundreds of thousands of followers? No, it was just within this little microcosm of that forum, I got a reputation. And then people started messaging me. They would literally just cold DM me like, hey, I saw your post here, can you help me with this, and so on and so forth, and I helped them. And at some point, I'll never forget, someone said, like, do you do coaching? And I said, do I do coaching? Yes. I just made it up, like, yes, I do. And they're like, how much is it? And I'll never forget, I said, well, 90 euros for one day. And that person happened to live in the same city as me. And it was so cool. Like, this guy showed up and gave me 90 euros, and the whole day I would just teach him about social dynamics and how to talk to someone, how to become an interesting person. We would go for coffee, and I'm like, I could not believe that I just made 90 euros from something I would do for free. And that was beautiful, because especially back then I was under the assumption of, like, oh, you need to have a big YouTube channel for something, you need to be famous, because you might grow up with this as well, and you think, like, oh, you got to be famous and you got to have a big audience. But I didn't, yet I wasn't able to make my first money from it. That's pretty amazing. Should we circle around the island one more time? Maybe to get the sun a little bit out of my face. New level of laziness. Instead of me moving away, just let's steer the ship around so the sun is not in my face. And that's what we're teaching to our clients as well, because that's the beautiful thing. It helps you go the most direct way to the people that you can actually help. It prevents you from trying to build an audience for years in vain, where you're not getting paid, where you don't even know what you're doing. And also, it feeds into a circle of confidence, right? I call this a circle of confidence. So you might not be super confident yourself right now that tens of thousands of people should listen to you, or that people should pay you a lot of money. But if you start helping people a little bit for free on a forum, on a Facebook group, you start seeing some good feedback from them. They will say, thank you, thanks for this tip, I didn't think about that. So now you get a little bit more confident, right? So now you post even more, now you reach out to more people. Now maybe you message people that don't message you, but you message them first. And now you get back a little bit more information from them. You learn more about your audience, right? So now you get even better, so you take even more action, which feeds into your confidence. All of a sudden, maybe you get a free test client who then gets great results from you. So now you're even more confident, and then you get a paid client or someone that only pays half the price, but at least you get a paid client. So now you're even more confident, and so on and so forth. So it's almost this upward spiral, right? And that's what happened to me as well, and that was really, really beautiful. And what I started doing is I started posting more, I started messaging more people, and so on and so forth. And then at some point I made my first 1,000 euros from that. And I was just absolutely nuts, and I started increasing my prices. And that is how I started making consistent 4 figures a month and multiple 4 figures a month, just as this like person who's never sold anything before. And that's really, really beautiful. And I think what really helped me was almost this naivety maybe of like, you know, why not? I asked myself, why not? Because a lot of you may ask yourselves now like, well, why? Why would someone pay me? Why would I be an expert? Why would I be able to help someone? But ask yourself, instead of asking yourself why, ask yourself, why not? Why not? And again, what keeps you from getting a free test client first, just to get some more confidence? What keeps you from charging a much lower fee in the beginning? Charge whatever you want in the beginning, whatever makes you confident. But make sure you keep at it. Make sure you're consistently putting yourself out there, so you don't just give up and you don't just try for 1 week and then you let go. Like, you have to put consistency in, and if you do that, it's inevitable for you to start becoming more and more successful with that. Right? And that's the beautiful thing about that. By the way, if you haven't done so yet, I just put my phone in there. Check out our podcast. My business partner Nikita Gonkovic and myself, we have a very informative and very entertaining podcast where we go a little bit deeper on each and every topic about business building. We go a little bit more into the structural aspect of things. This is more like a mindset storytelling video, but check out our podcast. Strongly recommend you check it out. We're going to put a link down in the description below. So ultimately, we're here in Cyprus right now, and I'm 30 years old now. It's almost 10 years since I kind of started this journey myself, and I would have never thought I would get here. We joked about this earlier, like, oh, where all these things can get you. And it was, what really got me there was the beginning of saying, why not? It was giving myself permission to fail, of telling myself I don't need to be perfect, and of telling myself I'm here to learn and get better at what I'm doing, instead of what's the quickest way I can make money. That was really another thing that really helped me, is like, how can I learn and get better at this and serve people? And funny enough, these are still all mindsets that I have to this day. It's not about, oh, how can I squeeze out the most amount of money out of something? It's more like, how can I serve people better? How can I make my YouTube channel better? How can I make my Instagram better? How can I make my programs better? How can I, improve the overall company culture in my team? It's that, and money and success is like a side effect of that. Of course, you want to be practical about things. You want to learn sales. You want to learn how to present yourself. You want to learn what to write when you're reaching out to people, what to write in these forums and groups. We can help you with that, right? It's very simple. We've done this hundreds of times before at this stage. So if you also want to become successful, even just to get your foot in the door, just to get to your first paid client or clients, then I got a suspiciously generous offer for you. And that is a free consultation call with my team and I, where we look at your situation, we look at your skills, we look at your goals, we look at your life. And then we'll tell you what exact steps that you need to take in your specific situation to build your very first freedom business, right? This is especially for you if you have no experience in this, you've never done this before, you feel lost, there's so much content out there, you don't know what to do. This call is exactly for you. If you already have a little bit of a skill and you're like, okay, I pretty much know what I want to do, I just don't know how, that call is also for you. And even if you say, look, I'm already generating 4 or 5 figures a month, I want to scale, I want to do it more properly, I want to do it more consistently, I want to have someone who can point me in the right direction, and this call is also for you. We're going to put a link down in the description below, or a link that appears somewhere here right now. You click on that link, it brings you to an application page. You have to fill that application out. If you can't fill out an application, this is not for you. You're going to have to work hard on this. It's not a magic pill. You fill out the application. When you click on that link, if the link still lets you through, it means we still have a spot open for you, and then you can book the exact date and time where you want us to call you. Just like these people are calling out each other. Look, you can actually stand there. It's amazing. So the water is like super shallow there. Amazing. All right, maybe we'll join them. Probably not. I don't like water as much. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. Talk to you very, very soon. Let's make it happen.
My name is Andre, and yesterday I signed up my first paid client. We agreed with my client on 3 months of coaching, sales coaching in the B2B space. And the total price for 3 months of coaching is $1,500. And I just felt like I made that transition from trying to create a business, trying to work on my business, to finally being in business. And it is really, really exciting.